What do you think?
Look at me. You know what? I remember some of these conversations we had, and one guy brought it up. He gave the best explanation out of the group. He goes, I believe we've all been selected because we're all controlled psychopathic killers. And I thought about it, I was like, there's probably a lot of truth to that, because here's the thing. No man there had any reluctance to shoot somebody. We had no problem with that. We didn't lose sleep over it. Because we know why we were doing it. We were doing it for the right reasons. And there was no problem with it. There was no inhibition whatsoever, right? And that does take that takes some kind of psychopathy to be able to do that, right? Because if you read the book by David Grossman, right? Colonel Grossman on killing, he talks quite a bit about that.
About killing.
It's called About Killing. On Killing, I'm sorry, called On Killing.
Whoa.
Right? And by David Grossman. And it's been out for a while.
And what was his story?
He used to be a colonel and a psychologist in the Army.
Okay.
And he's
killed people.
Well, yeah, he was literally, what he wanted to know was, why do some men kill and some men don't, right? And they went through this whole analytical process all the way back to when we still had, sabers and muskets and things like that. And what he determined out of that was a couple of things. So, for example, you could have 10 infantry guys, all the same level of training, and they're meeting a threat head on. Maybe one out of those 10 guys actually want to kill the other people, and he's trying. And the other ones are what he called posturing. They're going through the motions, they're shooting, but they're shooting around over their heads. They're not actually trying to kill the guy.
Really?
Right? And yeah, he takes it all the way back to like the Civil War, the Revolutionary War, where they had the bayonet charges, right? And you have two armies meet in the middle of the field, a lot of noise, screaming and hollering and metal planking, and then all of a sudden, the retreat sound, everybody backs up and there's like two guys laying there. That's it. Like, everybody else walks.
They're just pretending.
Well, the two are dead, but everybody else, so he calls
Maybe two died, right?
Yeah, he calls it posturing, right? So they're posturing, like they're actually fighting, make a lot of noise. But we have an innate inhibition to killing people. That's the reality of it, right? If we didn't, we'd be killing each other left and right all day long. But we don't do that, right? Even in a fight, usually a fight ends before somebody dies. A guy will give quarter to the guy. It's built in, it's innate. Just like animals, they do the same thing, right? So, although in this era,
so is there a distinction that he makes between offensive killing versus defensive killing? Like protecting yourself? If you're getting ambushed, right?
Yeah.
I can't imagine there's any human being that would not take a gun and shoot the person who's about to kill them.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I'm going to segue into that too.
Okay.
That's an interesting phenomenon. So going back to what I just said a second ago, very few men have the real gumption or ability or courage to kill somebody else. They would rather avoid it.
Sure.
It's innate, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there are a few out there that have no problem doing that, and for whatever reason, right? It could be some kind of a, psychopathy. It could be something cultural,
or if people that actively seek it out, like Billy Waugh.
Right. Well, and here's the thing, right? So the military understood this phenomenon for a very long time. So if you look at, for example, like on the known distance ranges, right? KD ranges where you have to qualify with your M16 or M4 or whatever you got, right? And you have to shoot a target out to 300 yards. They're silhouettes like human beings, right? They look like a human silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
And what they're doing is conditioning you to shoot at a human silhouette, right? So you're not averse to it. And as you get closer, now you see the cartoon targets. Some are very realistic pictures of a guy with a gun, and a hostage, and this is all part of the conditioning process. And even that, a lot of guys still have problems shooting a real person. I've seen people hesitate because, like, I got to shoot this guy now. Am I ready for it? And so there's a thing.
Yeah. For real. Okay. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Michael, yeah. What do you think about that? Yeah, definitely. There's a process. I mean, it's different. Like, cause if you're meeting someone face to face, right, and their family member dies, and you're just like, they're like, not even thinking that's the reason you're there, so they can tie it back to, you know, what God was telling them or some shit like that. You didn't even know it because you just dropped in. Now you're meeting a family, dude dies. They're crying, they go to a funeral or some shit like that. I didn't know him. So, there is that, I don't have it, but, you question God. You do. Like, I don't really want to do this, but I'm doing it. You know what I mean? It can get messy. It can get messy. I don't have that. So, I mean, I think he's speaking from one to two perspectives of that he's responsible for whether that person lives or dies, or that person's going to die anyway. I sent you to do it. So, yeah. From a military perspective. Yeah. And then you don't think about it too much. No. Because why would you? You accomplished your mission. And I don't even. So I think, because my father taught me a long time ago, tragedy creates togetherness. So you take out one, they all go to a funeral, now they're all sitting down, having conversations they never wanted to have before, but now they have an excuse to kind of commonly involved with each other again. And then you see how that one that went away brought all these people together. I wouldn't say justify it. I would say that was God's plan in the first place. So from my perspective, I didn't really see death the way people see death, I guess. When I noticed I was getting hardened, he told me that. He was like, I need you a little harder for this. I was like, all right, you're a little soft. I need you. Okay. Then I went through that part, and it was pretty much from a perspective of you think there's not a principality watching you. Oh, he's soft. He ain't gonna do nothing. Or you're getting approached by demons and people and shit like that. Like everywhere you go, hey, you got a lighter. Like, why did you just come up to me? And something's off about you. It's not really what people think. It definitely isn't. It's more, I've said that multiple times. It's not really what people think. There has to be authorization. Like, if I'm hunting you, then you're going to die. If I'm not, then I'm not just going to get offended over some dumb shit you said and just pull out and just, psh, or I might. So it's more, who are you messing with? And like, I'm not the type to get into a bar fight over nothing. I'm usually like that type. It's like, yo, man. And not too many. Not too many. Once I got hardened, not too many. Like, really. There's been a few times I've seen some nigga, he's like swinging and everything, getting himself ready. I walk by and just walk right up to him, usually. He'd be sitting there swinging his arms. I sit down, have a conversation with this man right next to him. He's still sitting there. I was like, swing, bro. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I mean, if I get in that mood. It's not a tough guy approach that I think we walk around with. It's more like, you upset. Like, I had rules, though. I had rules. Because I told the devil, and I said it a long time ago, you ever put hands on me? One time you put hands on me, I'm going to end your entire happiness. You know what I mean? Everything you love, I'm going to take it away one step at a time. And I keep true to that. So Mary put hands on me. The only other person that ever did that, John, he put hands on me. And like, he had to pay the consequences. Mary had to pay the consequences. So if you can't control yourself when there's a demon in front of you and in you, and you put hands on me, then that's different. But usually I'll leave you the fuck alone, because it's not important. You're not the target. You're not what I'm looking for. You're not the reason that focused at the moment. Yeah. Hold up. So I mean, if I'm hunting, it's just like hunting. You don't ever really know what the dude looks like, or who's causing all of this. Principality came into this dude, or he's firing, or who's next type of thing. Like, it could be training. It could be like at the last moment, hey, never mind, the father said not to shoot you. So, or it could be a question of, are you in a position at the moment to shoot? It could be a lot of things. Like, if he's gonna die, he's gonna die. Like, if father was like, yo, I don't want him talking no more, then he ain't gonna be talking no more. So, looking at it from the perspective of when, how, you're factoring in how it's going to affect people that you don't even know. Okay, so that wasn't a thought process anyway. So then it's just, you're focused on your target. I don't think it's psychopathic. I think it's more I'll tell you, like my father told me. It was kind of like, your friends should not ever fear you. Like, your enemies should be terrified of you. And it was kind of like that. Like, your friends should be able to relax around you. Because, I mean, you're going to sit down and talk to them. Like, yo, some fool, like, having a beer at a bar, talking about a murder or some shit like that. You just be like, you know, they're gonna notice that you see things differently. You might laugh at something they don't. They're like, "That was horrific." You just be cracking up. And then either they get it or not. Like killers probably relate. Like your people be like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember this one time." Kind of like this. Peter showed me this, and I was just like, "This is when I was hardening up." We'll see if it goes up, huh? He gone. Figured. Fucking monitoring for. Now look.
I think the only brave thing I might have ever done in my life was once I worked at a mafia nightclub.
Meet the Reputation 2, our premium all-season tire built for comfort and long-lasting
I worked at a mafia nightclub in Youngstown, Ohio. I was 19. I was 19 years old, right? And I didn't know shit about the mafia. My father was the baddest motherfucker I'd ever seen. So the mafia didn't mean shit to me. I did not relate to the mafia. And I worked with this lady, Satin Doll. She was the star of the show. Beautiful black stripper, right? Because usually in those days, they had in clubs, they had a singer, and a stripper, and MC. I was an MC. And she was the first black star I ever met, Satin Doll. Yeah, because Duke Ellington had written a tune about her. You know, that's what she used to dance to and act. She was beautiful. She was 60 then. Oh, this bitch was fine though, man.
Oh, remember that one?
I'm not lying. Lena Horne didn't have shit on her. And she was crying backstage, you know. I gotta get the puzzle, they won't pay me. I said, who gonna pay you? Club owners. I said, oh, that motherfucker gonna pay me. And now this is how ignorant I was. I had a cap pistol. You know them blank starter pistols? I busted into the office with this motherfucker and I'm like, all right, give me the money, motherfucker. Doing my best black shit, you know that shit usually scare Whitey to death. And these motherfuckers didn't do nothing. And I'm sure that those men are sitting in that room today laughing. Because that's what this dude, he just started laughing. This fucking kid. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Tony, come here. Put him here, stick a gun in. Hey, Tony, come here. Stick up. This fucking kid, come here. Fucking kid. He's got a pair of gooses on him. Fucking kid, come here, goddamn. They like to hug you and rub you in. And grab your face, you got them almost in there. This fucking kid got some gooses. And they always say shit you don't understand. You know, hey, you want a little cosino rolling? Hey, Pablo, fix him a little one on the side of it. Put some screws in y'all. Fry it up, they like fried foods. Fucking kid, he come in there. He come in, he got the gun, fucking kid. Mucho better like that.
Exato, nunca testo, mas
It's all right, don't have none. I paid everybody off, let everybody go, and kept me. Like a pet. I fucking like this. You this fucking, I'm gonna do. You got family? Well, you got family now. I'm gonna over. Who is it? Carmine? Tell him I call him back. Thought it was a stick up. motherfuckers start telling murder stories. Hey, remember when I made my fucking bones? Me, I had to go with Cleveland, right? Fucking Teamster. Big mouth, hurt a lot of people, right? You know, ice pick's my thing, Rich. So we fucking had to drive down, me, Johnny Salami, the Gambuzo brothers, you know, the funeral parlor. You carry, we bury. Come here, you fucking kid. So we take this jerk off our bone, you know, drive him around, get him a few drinks. Say, hey, let's get some broad, right? Little motel we had set up. Remember the Johnny? So we take him around. He gets kind of stoned, drops his glass. I say, nah, I'm popping with the fucking ice pick, right? I'm popping this cocksucker, blood squirting every which way. And I'm stabbing. Oh God, don't kill me. Oh fuck you, you guinea cocksucker. And the fucking ice pick breaks. Ah! I'm standing there with a fucking piece of wood in my hand. I said, Johnny Salami, what do I do? Johnny says, wait till it melts, asshole. Those were the good old days. What's the matter, Rich? You don't look so good.
I ain't no impersonator. So, let's see. Peter's grandmother died. Mary's father and her dog died. Heard a few things. They get pissed, you know what I mean? It's like when people come up to me, they're kind of like, hey, this just happened to me and all this, right? And nobody's admitting nothing. And they just kind of like, all right, you seem angry. Like, this happened to me when I was younger. You know, it's like, yeah. Okay. You got to get through that first part. You know what I mean? They be angry, I guess. I don't know. To me, it's like, I never really thought too much about it. It was kind of like, yo, yeah, but now we're standing face to face, and I told you I'd find you in your next life. So it was a lot of I guess I wouldn't call it happenstance. Nah, I'm led by the Spirit. So if I end up in front of you, there's a reason. Nah, because I think people that take a different approach and they're like, you know, their self-image is that they're this, and then it's like, notice I've been laughing. I don't look like that. So, nah, because it's been me and God for so long. So to us, it was kind of like, yo, what's on the agenda? You never know. You never know. And then once I got used to watching people suffer, it was kind of like, had it coming. And I would say, it did. Eliminates the anger once you understand you're not innocent.